Good morning from the Atlanta Community Food Bank Teaching Learning Kitchen. We are thrilled to be here with you this morning. Kristen, what look like we're on? I'm pulling it up. Okay. A little teaser for what we are going to be making today. If you can see it. Yes, we're good. Fantastic. We are good. Okay, let's go. Let's do this.
So you may remember us trying to do a pizza episode in the past. We had a little fluke where we didn't have any sound. So we just happened to have the second opportunity to do this because we have 5 different pizza crust items in our inventory here in the food bank. So we wanted to show you a couple of fun ways that you can use food bank pizza crust, which ironically, one of them happens to be an Odie's gluten-free pizza crust, which is not something that we see very often. So we decided to work with this one today. I'm going to talk to you at the end about the other ones that we have. They're different sizes. Some of them are bulk packed. Some of them are individually packed and easy to distribute like this. So I'll go into that closer to the end, but let's cook first.
We just have to say, like, summer's here, school's out. Nothing says summer like pizza party at my house. So we thought it would be really fun to show you some ways that we can make this work with food bank food. And pretty much everything that we're using today are things that we have in our inventory. Is that right?
Yes. So we currently have a GNAT sale on eHarvest for our partners. So if you are looking on there, all of our GNAT products are going to be 50% off the share fee. So all of the toppings that we chose today are some of the GNAT products that we have available. So like canned chicken, we've got a couple different types of frozen veggies that we're working with. We don't have cheese. So that's one, like the main thing that we don't have within inventory at the moment, but we've got some tomato sauce options to make a red sauce.
So pretty much everything else that you need for pizza, other than the cheese. So, all right, Kristen, I am very excited about what you are going to be doing today. Because it was a little bit of a new thing for me with her pizza.
And my pizza, so I'm not ready for mine. You want to start with yours?
Oh yeah, I'll start with mine.
I got your veggies.
Okay, great. So, again, we're going to be working with this free pizza crust that you can find in the inventory. And I'm going to be baking 2 at a time to show some different pizza options that we can make. So again, these are a nice size, this like 9-inch crust. It's, could like work for maybe 1 adult or 2 kids. But it'd be really fun to do personal pan pizza. I grew up on Book It, and we used to like read books and get personal pan pizzas. And so for the personal pizza really has a special place in my heart. Yes. You remember that, Kristen?
Yes, I do. Or like an ice cream cone, like pizza or ice cream cone.
Oh, we didn't get the option for ice cream.
We had Dairy Queen and like pizza in, and those are the two choices.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, look at you, I guess.
Pizza's great though.
Yeah, pizza is great.
Pizza's great.
So we're going to be making 2 different options of pizza. The first thing that we're going to be making is just a kind of like your standard regular pizza. We've made our own pizza, or Kristen has whipped up a lovely pizza sauce here. Kristen, tell me how you did it.
So this is one of the regular size 14, 15 ounce cans of tomato sauce, one of the 6-ounce cans of tomato paste. So just mix those together. You can use oregano or Italian seasoning or both. I really like oregano in my sauce. So it's about a tablespoon of oregano and more if you like that. Add a little bit of salt to taste if you need to. My tomato sauce today was no salt added. So it needed a little bit of salt to just kind of bring the flavor together. But if you use the regular salt version of most tomato products, they don't have a ton of salt in them. So you don't need, you can work with that base flavor that the canned product gives you, and you don't need to add any more salt. So I did just add a small amount because I started with an unsalted. And then for balance, because the tomato products can be acidic, sometimes you might need to add just a little bit of sugar to just like take the edge off of it, the tomatoey acid edge. I didn't need to do that today. I thought it tasted pretty even. I welcome your opinion.
Or should I get a tasting spoon?
Sure. So you don't have to cook this sauce. So this is just mixed together and use as much as you like on your pizza. It's perfect. I didn't need any sugar, right? It's pretty
yeah, that's absolutely.
There's also some garlic powder in there, so you're welcome to like take free reign with this and add any other kind of Italian-y type seasonings. But just be aware of the salt. That's it. And salt.
And all of this information about how to make these in terms of the sauce recipe and the baking instructions are on our pizza framework, which you can find in the description on this video. And they're also available on our Google Drive, which is bit.ly/ACFB nutrition resources, and then in the folder labeled cooking videos. Okay, so let's make a pizza. Here we go. All I'm gonna do is spread some sauce around. I have a tendency to overdo it with the sauce, so I'm gonna try really hard to not do that today.
Me too, but I like sauce, so I think it's fun.
Thanks, Kristen. Appreciate the affirmation.
Yes. I personally would enjoy your pizza very much with lots of sauce on it.
Thank you.
Here,
we're gonna add some veggies.
the pan is hot. Here you
Thank
go.
you. All right, so these are some stir-fry veggies with peppers. Kristen, I think, just got these out of the frozen section at Kroger, which is just onions and peppers, but the stir-fry veggies in inventory would also work well. And what we did is we defrosted, they're obviously frozen, so defrost them, kind of squeeze out as much water as we could, and then just put them on a baking sheet with a little cooking spray. And while the oven is preheating for the pizzas, we just roasted them just to give them a little bit of texture, so they're a little bit nice and crispy. And you can see that beautiful browning effect. I think everything just tastes better roasted, any kind of vegetable especially. It's kind of like my mission in life is to get people to eat more vegetables. And I always say, if you don't like a vegetable, try it roasted. Chances are you probably like it.
I literally just had this conversation with a coworker.
Oh, really?
He was like, Kristen, I need to eat more vegetables. I'm like, how do you currently eat them? And he was just like, salad. Like, there's such a bigger world of vegetable options. So I introduced him to roasted broccoli, and I told him he could do that with just about everything else. And he came back and he said, that is so easy. That's what I kept trying to say. It is very easy.
It's easy. It's so totally easy. So this is just a little bit of part skim mozzarella. We always try to get the part skim because it has less fat and especially less saturated fat, which can raise cholesterol. So, and it's pretty much the same, you know, when you put it on a pizza. So we're gonna just sprinkle a little bit of mozzarella here on the top. One of the fun things about a pizza party is that everybody can have their own little pizza and then decide what toppings they want to put on it. So maybe at our pizza party, like I wanted a veggie pizza, and then somebody else decides that they would like a barbecue chicken pizza. So that is the next one that we're going to make. Let me get my ingredients out to show you. All right, so we've got some canned chicken here. You can see I put some seasonings on here, and it's basically just barbecue kind of seasonings, a little bit of garlic and onion and smoked paprika. Like smoked paprika is one of my all-time favorite spices because it gives it like that smoky barbecue flavor. And anytime I'm working with canned chicken, I don't love the smell when it first comes out of the can, so I always just rinse it, dump it in a bowl, cover it with seasonings, and voila, now it smells like barbecue. So just gonna mix this up. Lovely barbecue chicken. I might add a little bit more paprika to that because I love it so much. Kristen says that it smells like barbecue potato chips if you like were to smell it, which it's totally true. I have tricked people into thinking that things have bacon in them just by putting the smoked paprika spice in different things. So it's a really wonderful spice to incorporate if you like that like smoky, savory, bacony kind of flavor. All right, our next thing is we're gonna use a little bit of barbecue sauce. And we're gonna do light, just a couple of teaspoons or tablespoons there, and try not to go too far overboard with it. Keeping in mind this does have a good bit of sugar and a good bit of salt in it, so we're going to use it for flavor mostly. There we go. Okay. Sprinkling our barbecue flavored chicken there.
That's perfect for the chicken.
I feel like
that's perfect.
I feel like that too. And this is just the small can. It's perfect for one serving pizza. And then of course we've got to have red onions on our barbecue chicken pizza. So I just already sliced up some red onions. Of course, you could use any kind of onions, but I just did a really thin slice on these. Go. Oh my gosh, that looks beautiful. All right. And then lastly, we'll do a little bit of cheese, really any kind of white cheese that you wanted to do. This is an Italian blend, which has, I think, mozzarella, provolone, Romano, Parmesan, Fontina, Valsego. That's pretty fun. I'm just sprinkle that on the top.
That looks delicious.
Oh my gosh, I'm really excited to
I like to do like a sprinkle of oregano or something on the top. You want to do it?
Sure. Yeah, let's go for it.
Oregano.
There we go. A little oregano. That gives it a really authentic pizza flavor. Put the oregano on there. All right, and now we're going to put it in the oven. It's going to bake at
375 for this one. When the other one was 4 something. Let's just confirm this real quick. Layer your favorite toppings and bake for 5 to 7 minutes in a 375 degree oven if it's thawed out. If your crust is thawed out, which these are, it doesn't say how long to cook it if it's frozen, but just give it more minutes until it's done.
There you go.
And so I was actually surprised that these crusts can be left out of the freezer for about a week on your countertop. Surprised about that because most gluten-free products are frozen often.
So that would work really well for a pantry setting.
Exactly.
As long as you moved it out pretty quickly.
Just let your neighbors know when you give it to them to just tell them to put it in the freezer and it'll last for 6 months. But if they leave it out on their countertop, it might not last so long.
Just make sure you have a week from the time it comes out of the freezer to the time it needs to go
when
back.
you get home. Okay.
All right, Kristen, what kind of pizza are you making today?
I am really excited to talk about something that this is new to me, but I've seen it so many times and I wanted to try it and I like to experiment with you guys. So I'm gonna make what I like to call a salad pizza. That's not a specific title. That's what I'm calling it. And it's for days when you don't want to eat something hot. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna eat your pizza cold with cold toppings, but it's not the same as a hot pizza with hot toppings.
So great for the summer when it's 100 degrees
Exactly.
and 100 degrees humidity outside.
Exactly. So you're going to start with a pizza crust that has already been cooked and cooled all the way down. So this is our Udi's pizza crust. I'm actually really happy with the texture of this, and it's like crispy on the edges. I'm excited. It's like really holding up.
Yeah, it's beautiful browning.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm going to slide. Here we go.
Here, I'll get out of your way.
Okay.
Give you the whole floor.
Okay. Okay, so but you've got a lot of options here for your salad pizza. Today I was trying to work with what we have within our inventory at the food bank. So we had this like California stylish blend of frozen vegetables. So broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots. So what I did was I thawed this out all the way in some cold water. So just dump the bag of veggies in a bowl of cold water and leave it alone for a little bit. You're going to be able to touch it and tell when it's not as cold as it was. It may feel softer, but it needs to like lose that cold temperature to know that it's completely thawed all the way through. Then you're going to drain it really well. And I like to put paper towels on top of my my baking sheet before I roast these to wick up as much of the liquid as possible, because like roasted vegetables are great because, well, they're great when they are dry, when they go in the oven, because you don't want them to cook in liquid. You want it to be a dry cook. So
otherwise it steams.
Exactly. Otherwise it steams and you don't get the brown crispy bits that you can see here. So you want them to be as dry as possible. Okay, so these are roasted. I put them in the fridge afterwards and they're nice and cool, and there's some really good crispy bits, and I'm excited. My base layer for my pizza is going to be a ricotta mixture. It's kind of like the ricotta layer of a lasagna. I would generally add some frozen spinach to this mixture when I make lasagna, and to be candid, my spinach didn't thaw out quickly enough, so we're not using it, but you can use it because we also have spinach in our GNAP inventory. So you could use that spinach as a topping. Drain it out really well, make sure it's dry, or you can mix it into your sauce or to your cold pizza layer. So this is just ricotta cheese. This is a low part skim ricotta, so less fat there. You're still gonna get flavor. So I'm just gonna add a dollop here, and I'm going to just spread it out. So we've got our cheese on the bottom instead of on the top, like you would a general hot pizza. You can also use cream cheese for this. If you want to do a true salad pizza where you're using completely raw toppings like shredded lettuce and tomatoes and cucumbers and all that, you can use like a low fat cream cheese on the bottom. And that will be good. You can season it if you want to, but it could be just a good tart, cool, creamy bottom with no flavor added to it. So this is my ricotta layer. You can also like be really generous with this because it's not gonna like seep out the sides. All right, so there's my cheese. There is some Italian seasoning in this mix here, okay? And then here's my veggies. So my veggies are all nice and cold. It's kind of like a flat bread, like this. Just gonna spread it out, make it pretty. Some broccoli and cauliflower. Put some of those really crispy bits facing up, and that looks really nice. So yeah, pretty simple, straightforward. You could like have some leftover pizza crust, like cook it ahead of time and just have it like be cooling and left in your fridge. Kids could throw this together really easily. So I could see it with cream cheese and cucumber slices and just straight, very simple snack. So this is a salad pizza.
Cool. You know what? I think when I see this, I think leftover vegetables from earlier in the week.
Great idea.
Save them for later. Throw them on your pizza. Friday night pizza night is like already halfway done.
There you go. Just toss your crust in the oven and let it cool. And since this crust doesn't take that long to cook, that's even better.
Mm-hmm.
Quick cook, quick cool.
All right, let's check out the looking pizza crusts?
They're looking good. They're melty, but they're not crispy on the edges just yet.
All right.
Sounds good.
Well, while those are cooking, Kristen, do you want to tell us about all the different types of pizza that we have, or pizza crust that we have in inventory? She said earlier there are actually 5 different pizza crusts that we have in inventory. We talked about our Udi's pizza crust.
So we have 5. Let's see. So this one is currently not labeled as gluten-free, so we're going to make sure that that gets changed pretty quickly. That's a pretty big deal. We don't come across this very often. So this one is number 80725 in inventory. It is gluten-free. It comes with 8 packs of 2 pizza crusts. These can be stored on the shelf for a week. So if you know you're going to move them quickly, you can leave them out. Let your neighbors know that they need to be put in the freezer once they get home. So this is a really good distribution option because it's individually packaged. We don't always come across that. So this one is great. We also have a 16-inch round pizza that has a garlic oil seasoned crust on the outside. Mm-hmm. If you happen to see us with our first attempt at the pizza episode, that's what we were working on. So that is a big 16-inch pizza. So it's almost too big for a regular home oven size. So if you are a partner who distributes hot meals, this is a great option because it's a crust that's very easy to just throw some toppings on and throw in the oven, and you can have hot meals to your neighbors quickly. So this one is also a bulk packed pizza, so it's not easy to distribute individual pizza crusts unless you have the ability to wrap them individually and distribute them that way. Okay, so we talked about our gluten-free. We have another pizza crust that is a dry mix. So it is Betty Crocker brand, and it's the pouch of mix. All you have to do is add water and form your own dough. And that's a really great distributable pizza crust because it's shelf stable and you can hang on to it for as long as you have it within your inventory. So that one's really great, and the instructions are listed on each patch, which is not something we always see when we get stuff into the food bank. So we've also got another 8-inch hand toss style pizza. So this one is a thin crust, gluten-free, and we've got an 8-inch hand toss pizza crust. That one is a big bulk box of 48 crusts. So that's going to be good for our partners who are able to distribute, to divide them up into household sizes or to prepare foods for your community members. So that is a big bulk box. It's also a personal pan size. So one pizza is going to be good per person. And then last but not least is another 16-inch pizza dough. It is also bulk packed. You get 14 pizza crusts per box, and also good for you all who serve hot meals. So we've got 2 options that are good for distributing, and the rest of them will work best if you can prepare them before you distribute, but some of you may have the opportunity to divide these up into distributable sizes.
Absolutely. Yeah. Or maybe you're just having a party or, feeding kids during the summer months. So great opportunity for that. I'm so happy with the way these turned out. I'll give you a little bit of a close up on our chicken pizza and our little veggie pizza. These look great. I feel like this would maybe could feed 1 or 2 people. So thank you so much for tuning in for Pizza Party Quarantine Kitchen today. Don't forget that you can find all of the resources. They are linked in the description. Yeah. And you can also find them at our Google Drive folder at bit.ly/ACFB Nutrition Resources. ACFB is capital, and then N and R are also capital. And the sky's the limit of how many different types of pizza that you can make. And I hope that you enjoy and let us know how yours turns out. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in. Bye.